It's Nomsa here at Voice Talk Shows. Find you on Voice.
Oh,
With
Nomsa,
me
you've gone
today.
silent again. You keep
Am I silence?
you went
No,
silent in that
okay.
moment. Yeah,
Am I okay now?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay, I don't know what this mic is doing, but it's a good mic though.
Okay,
Okay. So
keep
how
going.
are you guys?
I'm good,
we're
thanks,
good.
Nomsa.
Yeah, good.
Awesome, awesome. So our topic today is how to come down from emotional stress. So coming down from emotional stress involves a combination of physical, mental, and emotional strategy. So today we're going to share a few effective techniques. And also, Carol Ann and Claudia, I don't know who chose the topic between you two. I know you girls chose the topic. So would you like to explain to our audience what was in your mind when you chose this topic?
Go for it, Claudia. You chose it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's just like all those days, when life gets a bit too much and we feel the stress coming up, arising inside of us, and the overwhelm as well. It's just like, and it does happen. It does happen, and we can set all the um, measurements in place, but still, it just creeps in. So I thought as well, it's a important topic to address on how we can avoid it or how we can work with this as well. So what was your idea, Carol Ann? Because I gave you like two topics and you chose this one out
This
of
one,
it, right?
this one spoke. Yes, it was like, yeah. How can you calm down from emotional stress? Um, a lot of people don't actually recognize that maybe they are stressed. So I was thinking it might be good to talk about, well, what are the signs of stress, so they can perhaps go, oh, maybe it is stress. And because a lot of people don't realize they're stressed, and it can have quite an impact. So how can we deal with that? How can we calm down from that? It spoke to me. So what about you, Nomsa? What did you think when you saw it? And you're muted, by the
Yeah.
way.
Sorry. When I saw the topic, I was like, yeah, come down from stress. It's like I just thought about the breathing exercises. Like I can do the breathing exercises, I can use the different things. And also I thought about my work. This is very stressful. Yeah, very, very
In what
stressful.
way your work is stressful? Because other
Um,
people might relate to that. Their work might be
Dealing with
stressful.
the
What is it
yeah,
that's
when you're dealing
stressful?
with the clients, like when somebody they're looking for love and they hand over their life over to you, and they have these expectations, and when those expectations are not met, or the time scale that they expected, and if it's not there, and then they will start getting upset. So you just have to give them that reassurance that I got your back.
Yeah.
That's true. I
Claudia,
mean,
what?
yeah.
What about you,
I mean,
Claudia?
as you said as well, Carol Ann, like what are the signs and the symptoms, like when it actually gets a bit overwhelming, it can be like, I mean, it's just like a lack of sleep as well. And I get like irritable as well, like just you can't concentrate as well. Everything's too much, like it's just all these symptoms. Oh, so what other symptoms can you think of as well, Carol
Yeah.
Ann?
Yeah, there's like
Mm,
feelings of guilt, there's hopelessness, helplessness.
mm,
And what you were saying about overwhelm, it's maybe just
mm,
going to the thoughts. What are your thoughts? Because they may be just scrambling around and you're not aware of them. So become aware of them. What are these thoughts that are
mm,
creating that overwhelm, and just feel, well, how is this feeling in my body and emotionally, but keep bringing it back to the body. Um, you might find difficulty eating, or you may find that you're eating. You know,
yeah,
you go to
oh, yeah.
perhaps the extremes. It's anxiety, um,
Mm,
bursts of anger, crying spells for no reason. you know, they just come out of nowhere. And it's like, where did that come from? You know, so there's all of those, and maybe you find yourself avoiding people. You just want to go and tuck yourself away. And that can just creep on you really subtly. You just find yourself tucked away. And you just maybe, what is it actually you're avoiding? So those are all signs. So what are some of the things? Nomsa mentioned some breathing techniques. Are there any particular breathing techniques, Nomsa, that you use?
Me, I use my chest. Like I normally use this when I feel like the cold. I use my chest to breathe. Like I'll lift like the way I'm lifting my shoulder, like I'm separating my body to whatever the energy that is coming in. So I find like it works. Or sometimes when I'm stressed, really, really feeling stressed, I have to stop everything and just focus. If I'm doing breathing exercises, I'll do chest exercises, or I will just sit there doing nothing. And like, I'm like, God, I hand over everything to you. So I just hand over everything and just surrender myself, because my ways, if it's not working, that means I have to hand it over to somebody bigger than me. So that's what I do.
That's beautiful. So there's a consciousness of breathing. And that definite movement in the body. Claudia.
And it does work. Mostly you have if you feel like you're coming the cold is coming, you do that all the time to make sure that is actually your sickness and not an attack. So I do that and then it disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Carol Ann and Nomsa, breathing exercises or breath work as well is like so common out there as well those days, and they do recommend it as well for us to come down, because what happens as well, we want to calm as well our nervous system, because when we get a bit like overwhelmed and things get a bit too much and the stress as well, it creeps in, the body is in this fight or flight mode, and we don't want to be too long in this state as well in our bodies, because as well in this state we don't get the great ideas and we don't feel like at peace in everything. So it's just like ideally as well, we want to calm down our nervous system, and from this place, once it is a bit more relaxed and calm down, then we can actually as well ask and just like get the next best idea on how to approach this thing in front of us.
Yeah. And that is it. Breathing is fundamental, because what you may find when you're stressed, if you become aware, is that actually you're holding your breath in some way. You know, there's a breath holding. It's like, and you're not aware that you're holding your breath. So actually bringing your consciousness to it, and either breathing how Nomsa suggested, or there are other techniques. It's choosing the one that you find suits you.
Yours, Carol Ann?
I was just going to say there's one that there's a couple that I've used. There's one which is what's called square breathing, and you breathe in for a count, you hold for a count, and then you breathe out for a count and hold for a count, and it's the same count for each one. So it's breathe in, hold, breathe out, hold. There's another one that I've just learned about and started doing, is actually where you breathe in for a count of 4, but you breathe out for a count of 6. And that's something to do with creating more carbon monoxide in the body that helps for, then I think, oxygen uptake to happen. It's just something I'm just hearing about, and someone who I know is training in that now. It's called the Buteyko method. And I just heard it a couple of times, so I'm still finding out. But yeah, that one I found is just, and what happens is you're counting, breathing in before and then breathe out for 6 with no pause. It's a constant in, out. So there is no pause, but it's more out than in. You find things start to calm down. So any of those breathing techniques, try them all out. See which one you go with. And it may be a different one for a different time, you know, but it's having all these techniques at your fingertips and remembering to use them. Just going, oh, yeah, just take a breath for the starters.
Yes, absolutely. Pause and take a breath, you know. And one technique I like a lot, it's in the yoga practice as well, it's called the lion's breath. You just breathe in, and then you let it out and you make a sound with it, like a sighing sound or something. Just let it all out and don't be afraid as well to make sounds, okay? Like everything too much, you know, like just sigh it out, okay? It's called the lion's breath. I'm a big fan of this one.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, and meditation as well, it does calm you down as well if you just meditate. I don't get stressed anymore. I fast every day. So, and I've got no time for stress. If there's something that stresses me out, I find that the angels of God, they come in and help me straight away to say, this is not the way. Like if I'm about to be stressed, they're like, chill. Things will sort itself out. Or sometimes I'll be like, oh, did I just do that? So I think it's just knowing that there's some things we have control over, there's some things that we don't have control, and just do what you can as a person to solve what you can solve, and anything else, just use your belief, whoever you believe. Believe in God. God, it takes good care of things. Well, what do you think, Carol? And I know you believe in God. What do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say it's whatever you believe in. There is a force that is within us, that is around us, that's everywhere. Whether you want to call it grace, you call it God, you call it life. It's a word that you put to whatever there is for you, but that it's there. And it's that surrender, just handing it over, as you say, Namsa. And again, it's that finding the balance, because are you work all the time and not giving yourself enough time? So stop. Again, it's that stop. Think, what's going on here? Rebalance things. Give yourself some time to meditate, to breathe, to maybe just enjoy a meal without eating while you're working. Actually sit and savor every mouthful, because that then brings you back into the body, creates that awareness. It slows things down, and the breathing happens naturally because you're focused, and the thoughts can then just dissipate, because the stress usually comes from just thoughts. And there's a lovely quote here that I found by C.H. Spurgeon. Our anxiety does not empty tomorrow of its sorrows, but only empties today of its strengths. So just be aware of what anxiety, stress is doing to you in the moment. Not solving any problems. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Just be aware. So it's like, what brings ever stress into your life, you know, and what are the situations or the people as well causing it within you or within your life as well, and are they as well repetitive? So just like see, and if you can see a pattern here as well, because this would be helpful as well for you to identify, so that you can change it as well in regards to someone said to you, I think it was Nomsa or Carol Ann, no, you Nomsa, I don't have time for stress. I love it actually as well. I mean, to be honest as well, deep inside, sometimes I just get so fed up with me obligating situations or people to stress me out, you know, just like, and then once I'm aware of it as well, I'm just like, I'm so had enough. And then it's as well good to see who the person is, you know, like causing you the stress as well, and just like get the awareness and change it around as well. Because some of us actually as well are addicted to stress, right? I mean, you know, just like subconsciously, obviously, you know, like causing stress in our lives to keep us busy, or I don't know what the motivation is behind. So just like here, have a look as well behind this information and see if it's one of you. What do you actually get by obligating people and situations to bring you the stress into your life? So just like, no, just a little tip on the side. And time management is a biggie as well for me, you know, because it's just sometimes you have a days and so many things or several things to be done in this particular day, and the time is just like it seems to go, you know, and then you get as well a bit stressed out, anxious about the time. So like, how do you best manage your time as in time management so that you don't get into this into this anxious energy in regards to, oh, the time is running out and I still have to do certain tasks and so on. Nomsa, how do you manage your time?
Me, I only sleep for 4 hours. You're asking the wrong person, Claudia. I only sleep for 4 hours or 5 hours. I used to sleep like 6 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours. And I had my my GO saying he's just is very good in doing things. So he was like, he's so perfect. When you listen to him, you watch him, the things that he does, he travels around the world preaching and doing all these things. And then he said to us, God called him lazy. And I was like, how is he calling you lazy for all these things that you do? And he was like, yeah, he said God called him lazy, like he needs to do more. And instead of sleeping like 7 hours, he needs 5 hours or 6 hours sleep. And I was like, okay, let me try it. But then when I started fasting and praying, I was like, I don't get tired actually. The more I pray, the more I fast, I get so much energy because I think we get tired because our mind is flooded with so much. There's this cloud that surround us when you have stress all the time. So I was like, okay, I don't have time for stress no more. Get rid of stress. You just go with the flow. Like the time, if I put like the things that I have to do today, if I don't do them, I don't stress. As long as I've done the important things, I don't stress because I know there's going to be later, there's going to be tomorrow. As long as I've sent the deadlines, those once the deadlines is all sorted out, the rest I can just share. I give you a job. Claudia, Kamau, Carol Anne, everybody gets a task. If I can't do it, we all get a task.
Yeah.
Like
So
the topic.
that's how you manage your time. So
Yeah.
it's going, okay, I haven't got time for this. Who can support me?
Yeah.
So it's what I'm hearing is it's like, how can I be supported in this so that my stress dissipates?
Yeah.
Because rather than crowding it in on yourself and I have to do this myself, it's relieving that and going, okay, putting out the prayer, saying, okay, Lord, who can help me? Putting out the message to whoever's with you here. Anybody help me and support me in this? You know, I have this to get done. And by doing that, it just takes it off the shoulders. It takes the stress element out of it. And suddenly time tends to open up. And you may find yourself getting it done, or you may find somebody steps in and says, oh, I can do that. You know? But it's that letting go, isn't it? It's that letting go, being prepared to delegate or ask for support. Yeah. You're saying about sleep, and it's great you cut yours down, manage on 4-5 hours, and that's how you work, and that's brilliant, and it works for you. For other people, more time,
More than that.
more sleep is needed.
Yeah.
And again, it's about managing what time they are awake more efficiently to get things done so the stress doesn't come in. It doesn't mean they can't get done what they want to because they're sleeping more. It may be that their body needs that extra sleep because they need more depth of sleep, that quality and time to regenerate, because sleep is important for us. And it's not always the length of time, it's the quality of sleep. How, what is the quality of your sleep? Do you wake up feeling rejuvenated, refreshed, and ready to face the day? Or are you still tired? Are you still, well, I'm tired and I still want to sleep more? Because therefore your quality of sleep is not of the quality that is supportive and regenerative. So have you got some techniques for sleep, Claudia?
Yeah, as you said, sleep is as well very important to bring us down so that the body gets the rest and the nervous system as well. So, I mean, great on a NOMSA to be able as well to get the rest in a shorter time, but I just need my 7 to 8 hours, so it's just like, and not for me as at this stage in my life. And sleeping tips, what I do is, early dinners as well. Like, I can't eat late and then it just sits in the tummy digesting heavily. I can't do this as well. The screens, like 1 hour before I go to bed, I avoid the phone or to look at just to calm down as well, just like to get away from the phone so that the body can produce the melatonin as well. And let me just give you another tip in regards to sleep. Oh yeah, lavender spritz. It's just something simple, but I like as well to buy a very good quality lavender pillow mist. And before I go to bed as well, just like I spritz at the room and the pillow as well. And then it's just like it helps me beautifully to relax. And I have my sleeping mask as well. It's the summertime in the UK now, and the sun rises very early around 5 o'clock, and I don't always see, just like it does, I creep into the bedroom, the sunlight. So at 3-4 o'clock when I wake up, I put on the sleeping mask, and this helps me beautifully as well to sleep a bit like past 7 o'clock rather than just being awake at 5 or 6 o'clock when the sun comes out first in the day.
I love my sleep. When I go to sleep, it takes me like 2 seconds. Like if I go to bed, the moment I jump on the bed, if I'm going to sleep, I'm going to sleep. So I really, really love my sleep. And I think you just have to make sure there's some people who struggle to sleep. Make sure you clear the stress. There are some people, they are today's Tuesday, they're thinking about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. They want to control everything the whole week. You can't control the whole week and expect to go to sleep on a Tuesday. Just write goals, have this positive affirmation that your goals are going to come to pass, whatever you expect or expectations from the universe and God. But at the same time, be in the present moment, because your health is more important. Really, really important. I don't know about you, Carol Ann, because I know you like meditating and you like doing the tapping, and your tapping, it does really help as well.
Yeah.
Those exercises we did last time when you used to do your events?
That's tapping is emotional freedom technique, or EFT for short. And it's just tapping on the ends of the meridians, which helps to bring down the emotions. And there's a tappingsolutions.com, I think it is. And they've got some free videos about it, but it is literally just, you feel the emotion, think about it, and there's a whole phrase that can go with it, but all you can do is just tap here, tap on your collarbone, just below your collarbone, just go, this anxiety, this stress. And then you can, top of the head is another point. It's this anxiety, this stress. And breathe. And what do you notice now? As you just do those points, be aware of what's shifting and changing in your body, So do look that up, because that is a very powerful technique. So thank you, Namsa, for reminding us of that. Yeah. And something else to become aware of is, if you think maybe you're not stressed or you don't do stress, is there something that is constantly getting chewed over, that's there, and it's there again, and it's there again? Because that is causing stress at a certain level. And so it's maybe just breathing into that, surrounding it with love.
Yeah.
And letting it go, handing it up to the Lord. Because when you're constantly having the same conversations, or you're churning something over, there is stress. And it's, again, recognizing there's stress there. It's something, and as you were saying, Claudia, it's also recognizing what part of you is addicted to that behavior. And what is that? What's called a secondary gain? What's there? What is it you're getting from it by constantly doing it? Because it's a secondary gain. It's that's underneath it, that's driving it. Is what you really need to get to. So again, if you're not aware of it, maybe even just tap on that. This driver of this behavior, this constant chewing over, this driver. What's beneath? That's what's beneath that I have no idea of. And just again feel. It's by naming it, just giving it a word, becoming conscious of it, tapping on there and just feeling them. Okay, so now what's here? Now what's here? And how does my body feel? Because the tension, it's recognizing tension in your body. And this is where Brandon Bayes' work, The Journey, goes. It releases it. It goes to the emotional triggers and helps and releases those. So again, we're always coming back to the body. Where in your body are you feeling this? Where's tension? Breathe into it. Surround it with love. Let it go.
Yes, Carol. And something else as well is like acceptance, right? Surrender, you said, like, especially as well as you did say, ask yourself, is there something coming over and over again? Is it repetitive and still not being resolved? It's just like it's well about a surrendering, and accepting the things as well. Just like when we don't accept something for what it is, it's so we try to resist it, but this is just as well like stress and energy, which we can't control sometimes. So it's a bit like the beach ball. You're trying to push into the pool, but it's just not staying down. It just wants to pop up, like acceptance. Very important as well. Just sometimes it's about as well accepting things for what they are. And once you do this, you will already feel, it's just like instantly you feel a bit more calm and relieved as well. There is some peace in it just by you accepting something for what it actually is. Nomsa, right?
I like
But,
that acceptance. I think it's very, very important to accept things for what it is, but at the same time, guys, don't surrender to problems. We're talking about now thinking about the energy that, okay, this is what is being brought to me. And instead of like getting stressed and getting wind up, it's like now you have to use your mindset. Now, can I actually change this? Or can I ring Kero Ane, or can I text Ngozi Talk Show's team and see if they can help me with this? Instead of getting stressed and letting the stress take over your life. Um, People call me that I'm not normal, but I think I'm normal not allowing stress. Honestly, my ex said, no, sir, you are not normal. I don't see a point of me getting stressed if I can't solve problems. The only point I see is picking up the phone, speaking to somebody that I know that they can help me. Like here at Ngozi Talk Shows, guys, like if I know that, okay, Kero Ani can help me with this, why not picking up the phone and just seek support or just to talk for somebody to listen? So I think is very, very, very important. I was telling my spouse the other day, I said to him, sometimes when somebody tells you something, they just need you to listen. That's what is needed.
Absolutely. It's just to be listened to, and
Yeah,
just listen to with no judgment.
no.
No, oh, how can I add to that? Or what can I say? It's just that empty space of listening. And that's gold. When you can find someone who can listen to you in that way, or if you can provide that for somebody, that listening for somebody, that is a great skill and quality to have. And it also helps you yourself if you can develop that skill, because you then have a better listening for yourself and are able to recognize stress and calm down more quickly, or remember the techniques that have been shared with you or that you've learnt. But certainly phoning a friend to have that chat and pre-frame it, let them know rather than just dump on them. Just say, look, I'm feeling stressed and I just need someone to listen to me, and I just want to get this out. And so you let them know what's, the reason you're ringing, and so how they can then be, rather than I'm ringing you because I want you to give me a solution. That's maybe where they'll go immediately when you're saying I'm stressed, I need to talk. Pre-frame it. So communication is so key in all of this, and because as we always come back to communication, effective communication. And if you're not getting what you're asking for the first time, it's like, okay, so how can I put this a different way? What is it that's not being heard? What am I saying that's not landing so that I can receive back what it is I'm wanting? Asking better questions is always a great thing,
Yeah, that's very good, Carol. And so just like you call the friend and you just talk without expecting as well for them to give you a solution, because in the end as well, we have our own best solution as well, most of the time as well, inside of us. And by asking good questions or reframing it as well, or just like a bit letting it go off the chest, and then there's space as well for your wisdom and the intuition as well to come inside you and to give you the answers. So well done. I like that.
Yeah. Do you say it's allowing people to tap into their own inner wisdom?
Yes.
Because the answers to your problems are inside you. They're not inside somebody else. Their answers to their own questions and problems are inside them, but not your questions. The answers are right beside where the questions are, inside you. And so it's allowing those answers to bubble up. you know.
I like that, Carol Ann, because when you say the answers are inside of you, I think that's powerful because people expect somebody else to actually answer their problems or give them answers, but actually the answers is in there. You can answer yourself. You can actually communicate, and even with God, God communicate within you. And I used to think, okay, if I have a problem or if I need a healing, I've got to go to a pastor. They touch my head and they'll say, yo, Nomsa, you are healed and I'll be okay. And now I'm realizing actually what Carol Ann said, that's my slogan every single day, that I can do this. If I can't do this, no one else can. Because people can only give me advice. They can only say, Numsa, you can do this. But if I don't believe it, I can't. If I allow the stress and also the healthy lifestyle as well. What do you think is important, Carol Ann, to actually have healthy lifestyle? To actually manage our stress?
It is that mental anxiety, I think, is the main driver. And it's actually being able to quieten that down helps our stress and then our body. But again, it's what we eat. It's looking to the foods, because sometimes some of the foods are drivers to that emotional stress. And so that stress sends you to go and eat. You eat and you get that stress, and it's just, again, it's a constant cycle. And so I do feel that your mental health is the most important. Being able to quieten that mind, that churning that maybe is in your stomach, because actually your stomach is connected to your brain. It's actually been found that it's got brain cells in your stomach, because in the very, very, very beginning, the two are connected and then they separate out, so you've then got your brain forming and your stomach forming, but there is a connection. So, your stomach, what's that telling you? Because very often there's that little going on. There's that flutter, there's that, that clench. So it is listening to your body, listening to your thoughts. And if you actually can't hear them, it's going into the body. Well, where's the tension in the body? And maybe what pictures are there in your head? Because it depends whether you're a visual, an auditory, or a kinesthetic person. Predominantly, we have all of these within us, but predominantly we tend to be driven by one of them. So it may be that pictures get generated in your head, scenarios, and then it's like, oh, how's this feeling in the body? And you can feel your breathing going. It's like, okay, quieten down, shift and change the picture. And it's all the thoughts, or it's just the body. So all of these three things, what is it for you? So for me, I think in answer to your question, Nomsa, it's recognizing what's your modality that you tend to be mainly. Is it pictures? Is it thoughts and words, or is it just a feeling? But always come back to the body and the feeling, and then recognize if you're breathing or not. First step every time. And then go and have a drink of water, because water, when you're stressed, hydration is the first thing to go. So just go and sip some water. And as you sip the water, just follow it down inside of you. You have that awareness of it going down. Because again, that calming down sensation, it's also bringing your attention into this midline here. But going back to visual, auditory, kinesthetic, if you're really in your emotions and you're down in the dumps, notice how your body is and where your eyes are. You'll be looking down a lot. Look up at the sky. have a look up.
Mm.
Because when you're in that visual cortex up there, you cannot be in your emotions at the same time. And I remember a few times taking my grandchildren to school, and one of them getting really, don't want to go, and really in them. And I kept saying, oh, look up at what's up in the sky. Oh, look, there's an airplane up there. And oh, can you see those birds up there? Or what are the clouds like? What was going on? You know, getting them and they would resist it in the beginning, but eventually it was like this, oh, looking up, and all of a sudden mood changed. Just changed. It's like, you know, and then we're like, okay, off to school we're going. And you know, so again, look up at the sky, look up at the ceiling. I actually did this in hospital with a patient who was in a bed opposite me. She was getting so stressed out and concerned because they wanted to move her to a different ward because the ward that they were to move her to could give her more occupational therapy time, or, you know, support in getting moving than they could in the ward that we were in. But she couldn't hear that, and she was, oh, worried. She was worried. She was chewing things over, and I would just say, oh, have a look up there. What's up on the ceiling? And oh, what do you see up there? Or what are the lights like? And just kept getting her to look up, and then she'd stop. Her anxiety just went. It was just amazing. Just that simple thing to do, and it just felt really good to share and to see her then calm down, and we could then just talk, you know. So again, it just recognize what's going on. There's lots of little techniques.
Yeah, and the body and the mind are connected very much as well, as you already were saying. So just listen to your body as well, and as you have said as well, just like see where you feel a bit like where do you feel a bit tense in the body currently as well. And as you already mentioned too, just like go in there to that particular area in your body and like pay attention as well, or breathe energy as well into it, and you will see as well, just like once you focus as well and you give it attention, or you send as well some good breaths onto that particular area, it will dissolve as well. It's just like something telling you, but as soon as well as we pay it attention and so on, it's just like it will dissolve as well. It's about when we resist things, you know, and this is as well when they're getting louder and louder, but as soon as we pay attention and we put some love around it as well, it just wants to be recognized, you know. So another thing as well, how do you set time for relaxation as well? You know, like obviously when things get a bit tough, yes, it happens as well, but do you as well have time for you to relax? So do you make time as well for you to relax? And as well here, I'm saying this without you feeling guilty, you know. Sometimes as well, we could feel guilty that we have set ourselves, you know, like, or give ourselves the afternoon off, or even have the afternoon off and decide not to do anything as well, just like really relax or be lazy or don't do anything. However it might look for you as well, like I'm just trying to say without the guilt, you know, however you best relax, and that's very important too. And another crucial tip as well for doing things throughout the day, I like to have the 3 most important things, okay, which I'm planning to do on this particular day. 3 things I pick, and then I do them in the morning. First thing in the morning or before lunchtime, so that they don't creep over me, that they're just done and dusted. I can tick them off the list, and then I can go along as well with the rest of the day and just like do other things. But the main things have just been taken off, and it frees my time as well, and I feel a bit more like, a bit more space inside as well, because I don't have to keep thinking about those things. So what's one thing you do when you have a busy day? how do you plan the goals or the action steps for the day? What works best for you?
A discipline. If you want to like time management, you gotta have boundaries because the friends and family might call you between work times. So you have to have boundaries. No has to mean no. I'll speak to you later without feeling guilty because easily like when people are calling you if you work for yourself or like you just want to talk to them. So for me, like if my family or friends, they call me, I'm like, I'm working, can I call you back? So my work hours are 9 till 5. So if you call me at that time, if you catch me in the morning, I'll talk to you while I'm doing this. Some work that I can talk to you, but there are times where no has to be no. I'm just working now. I'll talk to you later. So the boundaries is very, very, very.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's setting that time. It's something you were saying about what you did first, Claudia, first thing in the morning, get things out of the way. Isn't there a phrase about swallowing a frog or swallowing that frog or something? I don't know, or just, I can't remember the full phrase, but it's basically what is it that really needs to get done that you keep putting off? Do it first thing in the morning. Make sure it's done because then it's off your mind. You know, and it's amazing how just little things, even if it's maybe a phone call that you need to make, it sits and niggles away at you all day and you're not fully focused. It's like it gnaws that away at you. That's stress. And I know this morning there was a couple of phone calls I wanted to make, get them out of the way. And I actually got up this morning, did them. And even though both of them, there was one of them, I kept getting cut off. I just kept persisting. I think it took me 6 times before I actually got through, before someone picked up and answered the phone. But there was something in me went, no, I want to get this done now. I want to get this done now. They'll answer. And even the other one, I had to ring, I think 2 or 3 times before I didn't get the answer machine to say, sorry, we're busy, and until someone actually picked up the phone and answered me. And then they're done. And it's like, oh, yes. But sometimes I've gone, oh, I'll do it later. And then it's hung around and it keeps nudging back and nudging back. So there's no peace in me. You know, and that's where there's stress. And it's just subtle. It's just there. So when you can clear those out of the way, it allows for the day to flow in a much more comfortable, stress-free way. And Nomsa, what is normal? People saying you're not normal. What if this is normal? You know, this is how we're meant to be, you know, without stress. People that say, oh, you should have stress and that. And I think, why? Who says we need stress? Maybe there is another way of being that could be normal. But again, what is normal? Yeah. It's in a way, it's when someone says, oh, you're not normal, it's a very make wrong suggestion or you know, comment. So how can you be with that? You can laugh it off, or you may just be aware of how sometimes words can, you know, we used to sing this rhyme that's when we were younger. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but calling me names can't hurt me. Actually, words can be really powerful. And are there some things that people have said to you that are still ringing around that are causing you stress? And actually, are they true? Because it's recognizing the power that you've given them over you. Claim back your power. Let go of those words. Whatever they said is what they said. It's not true. It's their belief. Is that yours? Do you have to buy into that? So again, notice where your stress is coming from. Because as Mark Twain said, I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened.
Mm.
Like,
Oh yeah, good
it's like,
point.
yeah, you relate to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's the worries as well, you know. Yeah, worrying way too much, and then it doesn't come true, or it turns out to be all different. And yes, please as well, just like really go and see how it makes sense for you and your life as well in regards to the just like a worry thoughts,
Mm.
and it's not worth it as well. Just like it's to redirect your thoughts as well, and as well if you feel a bit like it's you can't do this by yourself, obviously seek support, you know. We can always, you know, like reach out to one of our coaches as well, just like to have a bit like a one-to-one until you are in your power and have learned some new skills and techniques and tools, so that you then can go out there and just like and deal with it playfully.
Mm.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, if you're watching and going through stress, guys, for those who are
Mhm.
Christian, for me, I leave you with this. If you're a Christian and you're stressed, and being stressed is a sin to God, just fast and meditate in the Word of God, and you'll be okay. And just believe whatever is stressing you, if you can control it, if you can sort it out with that. Because the stress activates sickness. So you don't really need to activate unnecessary sickness. And also know that everything is going to just work out fine, because somebody will just step in and just help you with whatever you need. And sometimes you might have to, I always say, like, there's this thing where in life we don't get what we deserve, we get what we fight for. So if you let stress take over, the stress wins. But if you fight for good health and fight to get to where you need to be, the stress cannot control you. So I don't know, girls, ladies, do you have anything? And also, by the way, guys, if you want to connect with Carol Ann or Claudia, please, you can go to their social media, or you can go to the website www.hseia.com and connect with us there, whether you're looking for a relationship or you're looking to find your own voice. Or you can connect with these guys through me on my social media as well. So I say, God bless. Anything from you guys?
Good. And you, Carol Ann?
Yeah, and there's a couple of things that just remember that there was something I read this morning. There's the 333 rule for anxiety, and it's just look around, identify 3 objects and 3 sounds, and then move 3 body parts. I haven't tried that one. I'm going to try that one because that sounds interesting. Because again, it's bringing you very present, and just moving the body again can help shift your thoughts. But look around to identify 3 objects and 3 sounds, and then move 3 body parts. So try that one. And then there's just a quote by Deepak Chopra. The best use of creativity is imagination. The worst use of creativity is anxiety. So, Claudia, what about you? What would you like to leave our listeners with?
Just like as well, please, I hope you got some ideas, inspirations, maybe as well some awareness on how this is applying for you and your life. And just like I invite you as well to change it, because life is much more enjoyable as well without this stress which we don't need at all.
God bless everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm with Amanda and Grant. It's Wednesday, or I think it might be, maybe Grant might be off. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless. Live with grace.